her do this show yesterday. And I'm telling you right now, take out your recorders, take out your notepads, take out anything you have, because I am telling you, if you go home and do what you see here, and it is so doable, you will have the same results as she's getting. Would you like to hear her results? Stacy's an elite seller with the Pampered Chef, who in 2012 sold over $125,000 worth of Pampered Chef products. That means she averages $12,000 a month in personal sales. Her top month last year was $17,098 in personal sales. Simply amazing. Take it away, Stacy. Good for you.
My heart's beating out of my chest right now. Okay, so this is just a little snapshot of what my cooking show is like. Oh my gosh, look at all the cameras. Do you ever have that moment where everything you notice goes right out of your head? That just happened to me. Thank you for inviting me. We're going to let Judy be my host tonight. Thank you, Judy, for inviting me here. I'm so excited to be with all of you. Judy, I brought you a little Season's Best cookbook. This is our most popular cookbook ever, and this is just the start of many things that you're going to be getting for free tonight. And thank you to all of you for coming out and supporting Judy. It wouldn't be a party without you, so we're so glad to have all of you here. My name is Stacy, and I've been with the Pampered Chef for a little over 7 years, and I'm just so excited to be here. We're going to be doing a couple of things tonight. I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of different ways that the Pampered Chef can help to save you time, help to save you money, and help you to make money as well. So several of you, when you walked in, I asked if you would help me out tonight by using some of our products. And if you said yes, then I give you a little card. And the way that this works is when I'm talking about the garlic slicer, you get to come up and show everybody how easy that tool is to use. Now, we all live very busy lives, so I really try to focus on meals that come together in less than 30 minutes. And the recipe that we're going to be making tonight is called chicken bruschetta pasta. It only takes 17 minutes to fix from start to finish. It's also a very healthy meal. It only has about 2.5 grams of fat and 230 calories. And it's also very affordable. It costs less than $2 a serving. So it's like the trifecta of all recipes, right? This is what we need: fast, affordable, and healthy. We are going to also talk about how Pampered Chef products can help to save you money. And one of the best ways to save money with Pampered Chef is through our hosting program. Being a Pampered Chef host is the next best thing to being a Pampered Chef consultant. So everybody got a little packet, and in your packet there's a catalog. I want you to pull that catalog out right now, and on the front you'll see there's a little sticky note. Just pull that off and stick it somewhere where it's going to be real easy for you to jot down what you like tonight. This is your Pampered Chef wish list. You're not committing to buy anything, but if you hear me talk about something that I like or something that one of your friends talks about, just write it down on there, and then at the end of the evening, I'm going to show you how you can get that entire wish list for free and at a really great discount. And then finally, we are going to talk about the Pampered Chef business opportunity. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh gosh, here it comes. I did not walk in here tonight looking for a job. But you know what? This business has totally changed my life, and I'm so excited about it that I just have to tell you about what it can do for you. I also know that more than 50% of you sitting in this room tonight have thought about owning your own business at one point. Now, you might be thinking, well, I've already got a job. But you might not know that more than 90% of my team works a full-time job and does Pampered Chef in addition to this. That just shows you how easily this can fit into anybody's life, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, or a mom or dad working full-time. So let me share with you very quickly how I got started in the Pampered Chef. My husband and I have been married for about 20.5 years, and we have 4 children. They are 18, 16, 12, and almost 10. Talk about busy. 7 years ago, I was homeschooling all of my kids, and we were in credit card debt. Now, you don't have to stick up your hand and tell me if you're in credit card debt, because I know how unfun that is. But I was looking for a way to earn some extra income. I wanted to only work 1 night a week. I wanted to continue to stay home with my children during the day, and I didn't want to work any weekends. I thought that was a thing. Anybody ever gone looking for a part-time job and told them that? They don't really hire you. So I called up my Pampered Chef consultant and I asked her, how much money could I make if I went out and did these Pampered Chef shows? And she said, well, new consultants average about $100 a show when they first start out, and they're usually there for about 3 hours. So I did my really quick homeschool math in my head and thought, okay, that sounds like a pretty good average, especially since most part-time jobs start around $9 or $10 an hour. 2 problems, and these are pretty big problems. I hate cooking. I am a terrible cook. And I am petrified to stand in front of a group of people and talk to them and have them stare at me, like y'all are doing right now. So she said, it's okay, Stacy. Pampered Chef gives you recipes with step-by-step instructions. And it's okay to use note cards and make an outline and use cheat sheets. So I started thinking, all right, if I can read, I could probably do this. So I decided to give it a whirl. Clearly, I've overcome, in some ways, the standing in front of people thing. But the really exciting part is it took us less than 6 months to totally pay off all of our credit cards, and we have been debt-free ever since. We've also been able to put 2 of our children into private Christian school, been able to pay cash for braces for 5 out of our 6 family members. Our oldest is in college, and every month I'm making that payment directly to the college. We have not taken any tuition loans. We were able to take our entire family on a 2-week mission trip to India. But most importantly, we have gone from a family that had more months than money to a family that now has money in the bank for retirement. We have financial peace, and you really can't put a price tag on that. So that's my story, and I'm ready to start cooking. Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to start by talking about power tools first. So be honest with me. When I say power tools, what pops into your head? A drill, yes. Survey says that is the #1 answer. Everywhere I go, everybody says a drill. Because we all have drills, right? Everybody's got one in their garage, their basement, their shed, wherever. And drills come with all different kinds of price tags, anywhere from $50 to $300. So let's just go middle of the road and say we paid $150 for our drill. Anybody use their drill today? I know we've been here since 8 o'clock. Did you use your drill yesterday? No. Okay. Anybody use their drill this week? We got one. How about this month?
Yes.
Okay, a couple of us. So we've paid $150 for a tool that's sitting in a box in a basement, maybe using it once every 6 months. We all know that the more we use something, the less expensive it becomes, right? You can totally apply this to clothes and shoes. At least that's what I tell my husband. I see a really cute dress or a really cute pair of shoes, got a $100 price tag on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I can only wear this dress one time, that's not justifiable. But if I can think of 4 different places that I can wear this dress, it's no longer a $100 dress, it's now a $25 dress. So, you have power tools in your kitchen, and they're not necessarily the things that you plug in. They are the tools that empower you to get dinner on your table. And the 2 most important things in your kitchen are your pots and pans and your knives. Now maybe you're thinking, well, I only paid $30 for my frying pan and I use that thing every single day. I have definitely gotten my money's worth out of it. Let me ask you this. How many times have you had to replace that pan because the handle fell off, the coating's coming off, it's wobbling around? Is it once every 6 months, once every year? Maybe it's only once every 2 years. See if you can complete this phrase for me. A penny saved is? So every time you are throwing away that pan, you are throwing away money. And tonight I want to show you that if you invest in high-quality kitchen tools that you never have to pay to replace again, you are not only saving money, but you are earning money. So let's start by talking about Pampered Chef Cookware. If you open up your catalogs to pages 8 and 9, you'll see the first set of pans that we offer. Now, Pampered Chef offers 3 different sets of cookware, and I promise you don't need 3 different sets of cookware. I can help you to see which set's going to be the right fit for you. So let's talk about the stainless steel cookware first. This is for what I call a Martha Stewart type cook. You know what fond, deglazing, caramelizing, searing, and braising are, and you do them on a regular basis. If that's not you, or those words just went right over your head, just turn the page. You'll love our Nonstick executive cookware. So the stainless steel cookware has a lifetime guarantee. You know what, this cookware is also great for the family that puts everything in the dishwasher, whether it's supposed to go there or not. These are all dishwasher safe. Now we have our nonstick executive cookware that's on pages 10 and 11, and these pans are 100% nonstick. That coating is never flaking off into your food. You don't need butter, you don't need oil. Of course, you can use it if you want to, but if you want to cut those calories and fat out of your diet, this is a nice, healthy way to cook. And the number one thing with nonstick cookware is you never want to use any kind of aerosol sprays on it, nonstick spray. But think about it, why should we have to use nonstick spray on our nonstick pans to keep our eggs from sticking? We shouldn't have to do that, right? It should be nonstick. Now, nonstick pans cannot go into the dishwasher. You need to hand wash these, but I promise you, you are not going to be letting these pans sit in the sink overnight to come clean. They wash right out with a hot soapy sponge. And they, like our stainless steel cookware, have a lifetime guarantee. And then finally, we have our ceramic cookware. Now, ceramic is the hot new trend in pots and pans. It comes with an easy release coating. It's all sold open stock, so it's really easy to use these pieces to supplement some great quality cookware that you already have in your kitchen. And these pans have a 3-year guarantee, and it is also hand wash only. Now, what I want to tell you about all of the pots and pans is true for all 3 sets, no matter which ones you're looking at getting for yourself. They all have completely flat bottoms. So that means when it's on top of your stovetop, it's not going to be wobbling around. Your eggs are going to stay where you crack them. Your oil's not going to puddle into the corner. And you're going to be able to bake flat cakes, and everything just turns out nice and even in there. All of the handles are riveted to the pan. So that means, unlike my first set of cookware that came from like Kmart or Ames or someplace like that, you're not going to have to grab a butter knife to tighten down the handle. Anybody ever had to do that before? You know what I'm talking about, right? The handles also stay completely cool on top of the stove, so you don't have to remember to grab that pot holder first. All of our cookware is oven safe, so you can bake cakes and casseroles and brownies and make frittatas. If you're doing a recipe that has like cheese or chicken and cheese in there, chicken and rice, you can sprinkle a little cheese on top of it and put it into the oven to melt that cheese or to brown it up. And then one of my favorite things about the pans is the even heat distribution. I guess it was probably right after we came back from our honeymoon. I was a 19-year-old bride. I had never cooked a meal a day in my life before I got married. So we came home and I thought, I'm going to make pancakes for my husband. Did not turn out so good. Have you ever been making pancakes and the one in the middle, right over top of the burner, is completely black on the bottom, and then the one right next to it is not cooking at all? I was like, what am I doing wrong? It's pancakes, it should be simple. He's going to leave me if I can't make him pancakes. I found out a long time later that it was not my fault, it was the pan's fault. The pan was not heating up evenly. One of my favorite pieces of Pampered Chef cookware is our double burner griddle, and you're going to really appreciate this pan. Because the whole piece heats up to the exact same temperature, you're not going to have to eat in shifts. You can make 8 pancakes, 6 grilled cheese sandwiches, a whole pound of bacon, 12.5 scrambled eggs. Everything cooks at the same rate, everything gets flipped at the same time, and everything is going to be the same color on the bottom. So, another one of my favorite pans is the Pampered Chef grill pan and press. Now, we all know that grilling is one of the healthiest ways to prepare your food, right? But it's not always convenient to use an outdoor grill. Maybe there's not enough time to get it cleaned and fired up or get those coals going. Maybe it's raining or sleeting or snowing or hurricaning, or maybe it's 110 degrees, or maybe it's 10 degrees outside. Maybe you live in a condo or an apartment and you don't have a place for a grill. With the Pampered Chef indoor grill pan and press, you can have all of the great health benefits and just the wonderful flavors that we get from outdoor grilling right in your own kitchen. So, this is truly the ultimate power tool. It is a piece that you can use all day long, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. And the other thing about it is you always get great results. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm doing chicken on an outdoor grill, and it's like black. It is charcoal, and I'm like, okay, it's done. It's safe to eat. And I cut into it, and it's still pink in the middle. Anybody ever had that? Perfect results every time. But let's start with breakfast. You can do your bacon in here with the press, and that'll keep your ends from curling up on you. You can do grilled French toast. You can do a breakfast wrap. For lunch, you can do a quesadilla. You can do paninis and grilled cheese sandwiches and grilled hot dogs. Oh, I just love a grilled hot dog, but who's got time to fire up the grill in the middle of the afternoon? When I was growing up, my mama boiled our hot dogs. I know, right? It's terrible. And then at some point in the 80s, she got a microwave and she started nuking them, and that just was not any better. So I'm a little bit of a diva when it comes to my dogs. I like them grilled. And so in 5 minutes, I can have perfectly grilled hot dogs. And you can even toast your buns in there right next to your hot dog buns in here, right next to the hot dogs. And for dinner, you can do your chicken in about 10 minutes, and burgers, and pork tenderloin, and steak, and you can even grill shrimp and scallops, and you can grill your vegetables like peppers and onions and grilled asparagus and potatoes. And let's not forget about dessert. Anybody ever done grilled peaches and grilled pineapple? You can do them right in your grilled pan. You don't have to worry about them falling through the holes on your grate. If you have a pound cake or an angel food cake, maybe it's getting a little stale, don't throw it away. Slice it up, butter both sides, and put it in your grilled pan and toast it up with your grilled peaches and grilled pineapple, a little fat-free Cool Whip, and you've got a nice, healthy dessert. So, this grilled pan and press, full price, is $187. About the same cost of that drill that's sitting in your basement. You can use this pan all day long, and it is definitely going to pay for itself very quickly. So at this point, we've got our chicken grilling in here, and we're going to start by talking about stoneware. And I'm not going to do everything that I do with stoneware. I'd like to really hear from the guests what some of their favorite pieces are. We're just going to jump right to the Pampered Chef Deep Covered Baker. And I've asked everybody to open up their catalogs to look at the stoneware. It's on pages 36 and 39. And I like to talk about the deep covered baker and the round cover baker. This is Pampered Chef's most popular piece of stoneware. We affectionately call it the magic pot. My husband calls it his easy bake oven. I guess he wanted one when he was little. I don't know. He's got one now. So that just goes to show you how easy it is for anybody to cook in one of these things. Your husbands can do it. If you're like me, I can cook in here. My teenagers can cook in here. And we call it the magic pot because any night of the week, you can get dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. It doesn't matter if you don't get home from work until 7 o'clock, you can still have dinner on the table by 7:30. Let me tell you some of the things that you can do in your deep covered baker. You can make a whole chicken in 29 minutes. Instead of swinging by the grocery store and paying $8 for an overpriced 1.5-pound chicken that's been sitting under the lights for 8 hours, pick up a 3-pound chicken that you're only going to pay about $3 for. Take it home, salt and pepper, in the baker, 29 minutes later it's done. 4 to 6 chicken breasts take about 10 to 12 minutes. You can make a 2-pound meatloaf in 20 minutes. I know you are not rolling in the door at 6 o'clock and putting a 2-pound meatloaf in the oven. Why? You wouldn't be eating dinner until 8 o'clock at night. You can do that in the magic pot in just 20 minutes. Loaded baked potato chowder, 22 minutes. Mexican chicken lasagna, 15 minutes. My husband's personal favorite is Chipotle chili cornbread bake. It's chili. We bake cornbread right on top of it. Done in the microwave, 24 minutes. Bruschetta pasta, what we're going to make tonight, 17 minutes. And you can do dessert too, and side dishes like apple crisp in 22 minutes, bread pudding in 25 minutes, and my favorite, molten chocolate lava cake in just 10 minutes. And did you hear me say microwave? Yeah, are anybody freaking out right now that I want you to put chicken and beef and stuff in the microwave? I know you all aren't, but they usually are, right? Because you've tried it at home before. You've tried defrosting your ground beef in the microwave, and what happens? The ends get all hard and cooked, and the middle still stays frozen. So what's up with that? How are we going to make this delicious food? When you are cooking in our magic pots in the microwave, it is turning your microwave into a brick oven. You are getting the same amazing results that you're used to getting in the oven, but in microwave time. This thing is like a crock pot on steroids. So tonight, we're going to make our pasta in here. Now, when you make pasta at home, what's step 1?
Boil.
Yes. And it takes about 17 minutes to get that water hot and boiling. Tonight, and the amount of time that it would take us to boil the water, our pasta's going to be done. We put the chicken broth in, we put the pasta in there, and we pop it in the microwave. No more thinking about it. It's all done. So while our chicken is cooking, we flipped it, and it looks beautiful, and our pasta's cooking. We're going to start our bruschetta pasta topping. And we're going to make that in our manual food processor. Okay, so I think it was probably about year 2 of our marriage. My husband bought me a food processor, the girl who couldn't make pancakes, for Christmas. What was he thinking? And I was petrified of that thing. It had like 5 different blades, and I didn't know which blade did what, and sometimes I would get it all put together and hit the power button, and nothing. It would just sit there. Anybody? Am I the only one that ever had that problem? So it was really big and bulky, and I really didn't have a place for it in my kitchen, so it kind of went in the box in the basement next to the drill, and just sat there. So I was really excited when Pampered Chef came out with this. The first thing that I loved about it was how compact in size it was. So it was really easy for me, and it'll be really easy for you to find a home for this in your kitchen. Next thing I love, one blade. Does it all. In and out, nice and easy. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but when the blade comes out, there's no hole in the bottom. So that means you can get everything out of here without a big mess and without cutting up your scrapers. These blades are bowed in such a way that as they spin, it actually lifts food up off of the bottom, so you don't have to go in and stir as you're chopping. It also works when the power goes out, which is a really important feature. It makes it then you're able to take it on your boat, you can take it camping, you can take it tailgating. If you are a doomsday prepper, you definitely want one of these in your stockpile. It's really easy to use. Anybody can do this. You just pump it up and down. And you'll notice that as you're doing this, you feel a little burn right here. So that means you don't have to do this anymore. You want to make sure you stay even though, so flip it around, do the other side. There are so many things that you can chop in your manual food processor. You can make salsa, dip, hummus, tapenades. You can do egg salad if you want really fluffy scrambled eggs and omelets. Instead of just using a whisk, throw them in your food processor and mix them up that way. You can make guacamole. You can even make baby food. You can chop graham crackers and cookies for pie crust and desserts. You can chop nuts like walnuts and pecans. You can chop your herbs. We chopped our basil in here. We can make smoothies. It is a great power tool to have in your kitchen. And I forgot to tell you guys this, but I like to give away a lot of recipes. So one of the things that I give you with your deep cover baker and your manual food processor is a recipe collection to go along with both. I know that as women, I don't know if guys do this or not, but as women, sometimes we buy things because they're pretty or because they're cute and little. And yes, the deep cover baker is pretty and the manual food processor is cute and little, but that's not why I want you to buy it. I want you to get it because you can use it. So when you get home, you're going to have lots of recipes to put these tools to use with. Okay, so we chopped our basil. We are going to add some garlic to our recipe now. I love garlic. It is like the one ingredient that somebody who's not a great cook can use and take a meal and just make it like something that came from a restaurant. And we have lots of great garlic tools, so you can have garlic any way you want it. You can slice it, you can press it, you can smash it. And we're going to use our garlic slicer tonight. And this tool cuts garlic into paper-thin slices. Now, you can use it for more than just garlic. You can use it to shave almonds, shave radishes, carrots, celery. You can also shave chocolate or Parmesan cheese. We all know that there's a lot of health benefits to garlic, right? It cleans out your arteries. One time I said ovaries, so I have to really take my time to think. It has health benefits for guys too, right? It's good for your heart. All right, so we've got our basil and our garlic and our tomatoes in here, and we've chopped it all up. Oh, no, we haven't done our tomatoes yet. We're going to do our tomatoes now. And we're going to talk about the other power tool in your kitchen. I told you one was cookware. What's the other one? Knives, yes. Every kitchen needs at least one good knife. Does anybody know why? I'll tell you why. Because when the trash needs to go out, if you say, sweetie, will you take out the trash for me? No argument. Not really. Well, kind of, but not really. Because 60% of the time that you're in the kitchen, you are cutting, dicing, slicing, chopping something, and there is nothing more frustrating or more dangerous than a dull knife. So open up your catalogs to pages 52 to 53, and you will see all of the knives of our Forged Cutlery collection that we offer. And I brought 2 of them with me, and at this point I usually pass the 5-inch Santuco around, and I'm using the 8-inch chef's knife up here. So when it comes to knives, there are 3 things that you should look for, and the Pampered Chef gets an A+ in all 3 of these categories. The first thing is, you want to look at the type of steel that your knives are made from. If you've heard of Henkel and Wüstroff knives, Pampered Chef is made from the same kind of steel. It's called a high-carbon German forged steel. That means the metal's been heated, hammered, and cooled. Well, what's that mean for you? It means it's sharp, and it's going to stay sharp. And if it needs to be sharpened, it's going to be easy to sharpen. Now, let me just give you some tips when it comes to sharpening knives. You don't want to sharpen your knife unless you absolutely have to do it. Here's how you can tell. Flip it over, look across the top of the blade. If you see a bunch of nicks out of the top, it's time to sharpen your knife. Sharpening actually removes steel from the blade of the knife, so you don't want to do it unless you absolutely have to. But sometimes our knives appear dull. They don't really need to be sharpened, they need to be honed. And if you get a forged cutlery knife tonight, you definitely want to grab a honing tool to go along with it. This is the easiest way to put that razor sharp edge back on your knife without removing any steel from the blade of the knife. So also you want to make sure that your steel is full tang in your knife. That simply means it's one continuous piece from tip to tip. For you, that means you're not going to have a handle in your hand and a blade in a potato. It's never going to come apart. You also want to make sure your handles are comfortable. Have you ever done like a lot of chopping, getting ready for dinner, and you're just like, ugh, my hand hurts? You can chop up a whole bag of potatoes, a bunch of onions, carrots, whatever. You're not going to have cramping, aching hands after using our knives. The handles are ergonomically correct, so they're really comfortable to hold. Let me give you a great tip on how to hold your knives. Just like we tell our boys to choke up on their bats when they're playing t-ball, you want to choke up on the blade of your knife. Put a thumb and finger on each side of the blade, and then wrap these fingers around the handle. If you watch the Food Network, all of the chefs hold their knives this way. They do it because it gives them more control. It actually makes the knife like it's an extension of your arm, so it just glides right through your food. Finally, you want to make sure your knife has good weight and balance. Sorry, thought my timer was going off. The weight of the blade should be the same as the weight of the handle, and this is the #1 thing that's going to make your knives more easily controlled. So here's how a little test you can do at home, and you don't have to go home to do it. You can just think about this. We've got these tomatoes here, and we're going to slice them up now. But just picture a tomato sitting on your counter, on your cutting board, and the skin's looking a little leathery, and you think, all right, I got to slice this up, and your first instinct is to stab it first so that you don't have a big mess. You probably need to talk to me about our knives. Or if you're cutting something like potatoes and carrots and you're putting another hand on top to force that blade through, that's another indicator that you need new knives. I want to tell you, it doesn't matter what you're cutting, dicing, slicing, chopping. These knives glide through everything effortlessly, like a hot knife going through cold butter. Guess where your knives should never go?
Dishwasher.
Yeah, one lady said, into my husband. That's true too. Don't put your knives in the dishwasher. It's very bad for them. Okay, so at this point, all of our food is cooked, and everybody's who had a card came up and tried out the products. And so then I asked the person who has the stainless steel mixing bowl card. And she comes up, and I hand her the bowls. And then I have everybody turn to the bowls in the catalog, and I'm giving her just a minute to look over these, and I would say, Judy, look at these bowls for a minute, and I just want you to tell me everything that you notice about them that you absolutely love. Well, Judy talks about the lid, the base, the pour spout, the measurements, the handle, and then Judy just did my job for me, and I say, Judy, look how easy it is to be a Pampered Chef consultant. All we do is talk about the things that we love about our products. And then everybody gives Judy a round of applause. So our food is all done and everybody's eating at this point. So now I want to talk about the benefits of hosting a Pampered Chef show. So does anybody here like to shop the clearance rack? That's it? I mean, I'm a sucker for a red line. Y'all aren't? You can pass it by? Okay, everybody likes to shop the clearance rack. Only problem with the clearance rack, it's last season's styles, right? Wouldn't you love to be able to walk into your favorite store and get the clothes that are on the mannequin or on the front of the racks and only pay clearance rack prices? I know that I would. That's what hosting a Pampered Chef show does. It takes our current catalog with this season's hottest new products and gives them clearance rack prices. Actually, better than clearance rack, because you get free stuff, and I've never gotten anything for free off a clearance rack. When you host a Pampered Chef show, our entire catalog is up for grabs for you to get for free. You can get knives for free. You can get cookware for free. You can get your magic pot for free. And another really cool feature is you don't have to pay tax on any of your free stuff. After you've used up all of your free money, you get to earn up to 4 items at a 50% discount. So again, it can be anything in that catalog. We don't care how you use those half-price items. But after you use all your free and half-price items, you're still not going to pay full price for anything. Our hosts earn a discount up to 30% that's unlimited. It's like the Kohl's coupon that comes in the mail. The whole order's on sale. Free shipping, and every month we have a monthly host special. This month, our cookware is on sale at a 60% discount. So that means Judy gets to get our grill pan and press for just $74.80. That is a huge savings. Now, there might be some other cookware that Judy wants, and so to really maximize her benefits, we need a couple of you to host parties, and we're going to help you get some free stuff too, because the coolest part of our hosting program is our booking benefit. So that means when Patty hosts her show next week, Patty will get a grill pan for $74.80, and then Judy can pick another piece of cookware 60% off because Patty booked from her party. Then for an entire year, Judy's going to get a 10% discount. So that means in March when our new products come out, and in September when our new products come out, Judy still doesn't have to pay full price for anything. Judy hasn't said anything to me yet, but if she decided that she wanted to try out the Pampered Chef business, she wouldn't have to pay full price for our new consultant kit. And finally, this is the best benefit of all. You get me. This is where you clap. I make them clap, too. Seriously, I come, I cook, I clean up all of the mess, and you get free stuff. You'd be crazy not to want to host a Pampered Chef party, right? Thank you. All right, so those are the benefits of hosting a show. Let me very quickly share with you the benefits of being a Pampered Chef consultant. Believe it or not, I did not grow up dreaming of being a Pampered Chef consultant, but I'm so glad I gave it a try. The most appealing benefit to me was the flexibility. I get to be my own boss. I decide how much I want to work or how little I want to work, and I never have to worry about getting laid off. Now, I told you at the beginning how many nights a week I wanted to work. Does anybody remember? One, right. And how much does a new consultant make on average when she first starts out? About $100, right. This is a copy of my very first commission check with the Pampered Chef. In October 2005, I did 2 cooking shows and 1 catalog show. And at this point, I usually hand it to someone and ask them to tell everyone how much I made. So he or she would say $405.22. I was pretty excited about my new little part-time job. One of the other benefits of being a Pampered Chef consultant is you can earn more money without going to someone and asking them for a raise or asking them for more hours. You just book more shows. And so we have different goals now for our family, so I needed more shows. This is a very recent paycheck of mine. In November of 2012, I did 9 cooking shows, 8 Facebook shows. You can make real money on Facebook, not just farm cash, but real money in your pocket you can spend, and 3 catalog shows. So basically, for leaving my house 9 times, I made $9,064.67. And I'm sharing this with you not to brag, but to show you that this can be a job that you work 1 night a week and make a little extra money for whatever, but it can also be a full-time career for you. You get to earn free products all of the time. The FedEx man knows me by name. My husband's favorite benefit of all is all of the free vacations that I've been able to take him on. Every year that I've been with the company, we've gone somewhere. Atlantis in the Bahamas, London, England, Mexico, Disney World, Maui, Hawaii, Mediterranean cruise to Spain, France, and Italy, and this year I'll be traveling to Dublin, Ireland. So if you are working more than 2 nights a week and you're not going on a free vacation every year, we definitely need to talk at the end of the show. Now, my whole family loves this part. Learn fabulous recipes. I told you I was a young bride. We lived off a hamburger helper the first 3 years of our marriage. And now we have delicious recipes like chicken bruschetta pasta. There is so much support and recognition, and I've made friends all over the country because of my Pampered Chef business. I want to tell you, this company is really something that you can be proud to be a part of. We have great Help with Cancer campaign and our Feeding America campaign. So at this point, I bet you're thinking, you know, how amazing is this? Is all of this really true? And maybe you have lots of questions. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me any question you want about the Pampered Chef business. This is the way it works. I brought some tickets with me. You ask me a question, I'll give you a ticket. It's that simple. You are not committing to anything, so you can feel free to ask me anything you want. And at the end, we'll do a little drawing for a free product. So who's got the first question? And I'm sure sometimes there's dead silence, right? So you have to be ready with your first question. And we might say, how much does it cost to get started? I'm so glad you asked that question, Molly. Let me tell you, open up your catalog to page 3 and you'll see that we offer 2 new consultant kits. One is $159 and one is $80. And that's your only investment that you ever need to make in your business. The cool thing is, those products are yours for life. You ever taken a car out for a test drive? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You take the car out for a test drive. When you come back, do you get to keep the car? No. With the Pampered Chef, you can test drive our business for 30 days and you get to keep our products forever. There is no Pampered Chef police that ever comes to your door and says, give me your products back. So we do our ticket activity, we finish it up, and then I wrap up my show. And I just let everybody know that I like to have a little one-on-one time with each of you, and it's what I call a full-service checkout. And the reason why I do this is because I don't know which of you have made, or just thinking, I need help. I need help getting dinner on the table. I need help figuring out which products are the right ones for me. Maybe some of you have a giant wish list and you're thinking, okay, there's no way I can afford to buy all of this. I can help you. I can help show you how we can get all of this for free and at a discount. Or finally, I don't know how many of you are sitting there thinking, I don't know how I'm going to get dinner on the table tomorrow night, how I'm going to get the groceries for it. I don't know how I'm going to make my car payment. I don't know how I'm going to pay for the braces that my kids need. I am bored. I need a night out of the house. What I do know is that Pampered Chef has a way to meet all of these needs. And so I would love to just share with you some more information about that. And that's it.
Awesome. Yes, Lucky, she's fabulous. Well, you are so good. She is so good. Here, why don't you get right here? Absolutely. You know what I love about your demonstration and how you share the products is you're sharing all the high-line products in the catalog, and you're going for all the high-end. And I made that comment to you last night, and you said something to me. Can you grab that hand, Mike? Oh, yeah. Sorry. You said something to me. Do you remember what you said? Oh, yeah, she's on. Okay, go ahead.
I said that people will downgrade themselves. You don't have to talk about the quick cut paring knife. If you have them fall in love with their forged cutlery knives and they can't afford it, they will take that step down on their own.
Right. Absolutely. So high-end products, demonstrate them, show your passion for them, and you will have the same success. You did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful job.
So informative.
Absolutely.
You know what? And I just want to say, you do a good cooking show like that, you will always have a Pampered Chef business.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, truthfully, you will always. You're informative and brilliant. Lots of good product knowledge. I just want to say that. Okay, so how would you like to... I got it.